What is up, YouTube? It's I Can Swim here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to use the Cronusmax on the Xbox One. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. Alright, let's get the show on the road. So here at your computer, what you're going to need to do is actually program the Cronusmax device, this guy here. And what we're going to need to tell it to do is take the input from our Xbox 360 controller and convert it to Xbox One signals, which the console can understand. So a few things we're going to need. Of course, we're going to need our Cronusmax device here. We're going to need a computer with Cronus Pro on it, a Windows-based computer. And we're going to need a full data micro USB cable. You can buy these right from the Cronusmax store. That's where I got mine. Because if anything goes wrong, you can just post right on the forums, right on their site for support, which I really like. But you can get them on third-party sites like Amazon, eBay, you know the drill. So, first thing, we're going to plug in our Cronusmax to the computer, and it will automatically be detected. If it's not, check Device Manager and make sure the drivers are installed, but it all should just pop up right away. So, once it's connected, we will see that it's going to be spinning. Now, nothing will pop up on your screen. So what we're going to do is open Cronus Pro here. And once we're in here, along the top, you can see that we have options. So we're going to go to Tools. When you connect your device, if you're connecting for the first time, always be sure to do a firmware update just to check and make sure. 9 times out of 10 it'll be okay, but it doesn't hurt to check. So it'll pop up and say your version whatever, and then the newest version will be right underneath that, and if they're the same you're good to go. Otherwise it'll walk you through the updating wizard and you'll be well on your way, and it's very fast. So once you've checked that, we're going to go back to the top with Tools, and we're going to go down to Options, and this is going to bring up this little pop-up here. I just want to zoom in to make sure that I'm getting everything so you guys can see. And this is where you can actually configure the Cronusmax device any way you want. There are lots of different options. You can actually program it to have to use different devices. It can try to detect devices automatically, that kind of stuff, your rumble, everything. Everything is configurable to your liking. But for the sake of demonstration, we're going to be setting this up by the guidelines set on Cronusmax website by the administrators and programmers there. So let's do this and jump right in. So along the top you have 4 options: General, File Association, Device, and Cronusmax Plus. What we want to do is go over to the Device tab here, and that's going to bring up these options. Actually, I want to zoom in just a little bit more. Just want to make sure. Alright, so we have Output Protocol, Configurations, Speed Up Settings, and Rumble. So most of these we actually don't have to touch. They're pre-programmed for the best, to give you the best gaming experience. But what we do need to change is Output Protocol. So as you can see, it's automatic, which means it will try to detect a console, but sometimes that doesn't always work. So what we're going to do is click the drop down, and you can see we have PS3, Xbox 360, PS4, and Xbox One. We want Xbox One. If you're programming for PS4 or Xbox 360 or PS3, you would just choose one of the other ones. So we're going to choose Xbox One. And then below that, under Configurations, we have Enable DualShock 4. We don't need to worry about that because that's PlayStation. Same with the third setting. So what we're going to check is the second setting down here and the 4th setting. They're enabled by default, but just in case, make sure they're both checked. And then under that, we have speed up settings. We're going to keep in-frame out checked. We're going to uncheck in-frame in. It's not needed. And we're going to leave 1 millisecond response time checked. Rumble, it's not needed because Xbox is a little different than PlayStation. For PlayStation, you would usually check flow control or full speed, but we don't need that for Xbox. So those settings are all done, and that's what yours should look like when you're done checking. Next, we're going to go over to the Cronusmax Plus tab, and here you're going to see this first setting. CMAX Plus configurations enable PS4 partial crossover support, auto reconnect every 10 minutes. This is what we want. If you're using, this should also be noted that this method is just using the Cronusmax. If you're using this Cronusmax Plus, the newer device, you can actually set up the device to use a USB hub, so it won't disconnect every 10 minutes. It will stay connected the entire time. But on Xbox One, I find it very, very quick, the reconnection. There's no delay in first-person shooters like Call of Duty. Racing games are flawless. It all works perfectly fine, so I don't see a need for the USB hub. But if you guys do, drop a comment below and I can make the tutorial on how to set that one up too. But for the sake of this video, we're just using the CM original with partial crossover support because that's all we need. So when you enable PS4 partial crossover support, that's all we're going to touch, and now we are ready to head over to the console. I like to double check all the settings just because I've configured it wrong once or twice and kind of sat there scratching my head for a bit till I came back and double checked. But everything looks good, so we can just go ahead and close it, exit out of the program, and disconnect our device, and we're good to go. And I will see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, so now we're ready to actually get everything hooked up. So before we start, I just want to make sure you all know exactly what we're going to be needing. So we have our Xbox One controller, standard issue, our Cronusmax that we just programmed, Xbox 360 controller. This one's optional. You can use wired, but I use wireless. I use it on all my Cronusmax devices just because I like the mobility of it. And of course our Xbox One, which is turned on. I just find I'm in this shot because I find this is the best angle to give you guys a clear shot of exactly how to configure and set everything up. So without further ado, let's jump right into this. So the first thing we're going to do is take our Cronusmax on its own and plug it into the USB port of the Xbox One. Just like that. Once you do this, it's going to flash AU. I just can't show it because my tripod isn't tall enough, but it's going to flash AU, and that's exactly what we want. Now, the next thing. I can't stress this enough. We absolutely need to take the batteries out of the back of the Xbox One controller, otherwise it interferes with the data transfer of the Cronusmax. So I just took my batteries out just like that, so the light's off, nothing's working. We're gonna go from there. So the next thing we're gonna do is take our micro USB cable and plug it into the micro USB port on the controller, and then we're going to take the USB end and we're going to plug it into the Cronusmax device, which is plugged into the Xbox One. The controller will rumble when it connects, and the light does come on, and you will be able to use your device still. But all we're trying to do is get a 0 on the Cronusmax device. And once the 0 flashes, we can unplug the USB cable from the Cronusmax, and then we can plug in the USB cord of our wireless receiver into the Cronusmax, and it will start the incomplete circle will start flashing on the Cronusmax. Then we're going to turn on our controller. It's going to pair, and now we are good to go. So I am now using my Xbox 360 with low battery, as we can see, on my Xbox One console, fully functional, everything's set up. And the best part is, once you have it connected, it will remember the pairing and everything. When you turn on your console, like if you power cycle it, you will have to repeat the first steps of plugging in the Xbox One controller into the Cronusmax and leaving it till the 0 appears on top. But once it does, you're flying through this, no problem. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to get another angle and we'll go give this a demonstration and make sure everything's working. So we'll see you in a minute. Alright, so here we are in a game of Call of Duty Black Ops 2, just straight team deathmatch, and we're using our Xbox 360 controller on the Xbox One. So, just for proof, we're going to go run around and make sure everything's working, and we'll go from there on the extremely laggy servers.
Check insert online.
So everything's going really well right now. Just make sure this connection isn't a problem or anything like that.
On your feet. That's another kill.
And as you can see, we're shooting and everything's still up and running. Let's go till we get a kill. And migrate hosts. I mean, in all fairness, it is an older game, so. Alright, well, we got kicked, so I don't want to waste any more time, but that was just the proof that we are using the controller on the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and no delay, no cutouts, no problems. And it's a matter of minutes to get it up and running, and initial configuration is a breeze, and you're up and running. So there you have it. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like. If you're new around here, you know what to do. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you're having trouble and you need troubleshooting, stay tuned for the next slide and I will have some tips and tricks up there. Also, if you do want the written instructions, I will leave links to it right from the Cronusmax website. And you can go at your own pace. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one.